Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be, I expect, finishing off Shadows Over Loathing. We are at the Black House, which is where the Shadow President is doing something we don't really understand. But we need to go, and all those weird metal structures that we saw in the last episode, as we went to various locations, we've got to go and destroy those. So let's go do that. There was definitely one in the telephony facility. If I had to guess, they'll be in a little triangle. Shadow Dog, fight. Okay, molly buttons. Let's see. I tended to use the pepper shaker thing again, because it did an insane amount of damage to people before. It only does the 11 this time, so I guess when it did the 44 in the last episode, probably that enemy was vulnerable to it. But it's still very good. Let's follow it up with some sleeves, because I think we'll finish off a couple of these easier ones. There we go. They've got 12, so 17 hot damage. We'll put paid to that. This guy will give a whack with a lawnmower. Getting pretty powerful now in terms of the combat. I mean, I expect there'll be a boss encounter or something at some point. That'll probably make us feel less powerful, but for the time being, it's going alright. Buzzer's leveled up, so it might be worth talking to Molly Buttons when we get to this location. See if she'll level. Nope. Okay, so this is the one we've got to destroy. This diabolical machine goes about its sinister business. Approach. So this is the pylon thing you mentioned, Murray.
I never saw a diagram or what have you, but looking at it, I think that's a pretty safe assumption.
And I just have to destroy it?
And the other two, but yes, destroying all of them should cut off the majority of the power to the President's machine and presumably unseal the Black House. Easier said than done, though. That thing's made of pure umbratanium alloy.
Pure what now?
Shadow metal.
Oh, gotcha. The strange metal pillar thrums, fulfilling its terrible, terrible purpose. If you're totally out of ideas, here's a really terrible one. On the house, you could just try punching it with your fist until it stops working. Try repeatedly punching it. Oh, sure. It might work, but your hands won't anymore. Yes. Crack knuckles. -1 muscle. Alright, fine. Does that actually work? Huh. Alrighty. That's fine then. So yeah, so I'm losing... I think I lost 1 muscle. Alright. Let's head off to... Vista Hill might have one. Glowing ooze. Yeah, so I think they form a little triangle around the Black House. I don't really want to lose something every time I do this, but... Punching the last pillar worked, but now your knuckles are broken. Rather than bang your head against the problem metaphorically, you could try to do it in a more literal, physical way. Alright, do the headbanging thing. Bad for our head? Sure. -1 mysticality. If I had to guess, I guess we're going to lose 1 moxie on the other one. Finish the job. Full body concussion. There it goes. Right. Let's try the PDQ Central Office. Okay, Molly's won a fight on her own. Here we go, the last one. So we're going to lose +1 moxie if I had to guess. Something, probably your concussion, tells you it'd be a good idea to destroy this pillar by eating it. Chomp, chomp, chomp. This is really going to mess up your teeth. Do it anyway. Shattered teeth, -1 moxie. I was lying. Each of the remaining bites is going to hurt even more than the previous one. Get it over with. Yeah, so we've lost 1 in each of those. I wonder if we can get rid of those with an item. Like the other effects we can do. think I had a handful of water before, didn't I? I haven't got anything like that now. Okay, but it's possibly not that big of a deal. Let's go back to the Black House. Okay, I can't do anything with that. Right, everything seems to have slowed down a bit here. Speak to Molly again? Nah, she's still fine. Alright, into the Black House then. You rush into the foyer of the Black House. Murray leads you up a corridor and down a flight of stairs to a huge basement laboratory. The room is dominated by a massive, writhing tear in space, seemingly confined to an Umbratanium Umbratanium frame. The President is typing furiously at a computer console nearby, but she turns around momentarily when you enter. She glares at you, practically hissing. I knew I shouldn't have trusted that idiot Noel to deal with you. I noticed the shadow flow has dropped back to ambient levels. I assume that was your doing. Yeah, I busted your weird pillars and now I'm busting you. Oh no, I'd be real upset if you weren't too late. Oh, nuts. Yeah, nuts to you. The portal is open, and after I make these last few calibrations, the Emperor of all Shadows will be summoned to this plane to kneel before me. I will rule this universe, not as the President of Shadows, but the Empress. Wow, that's a much bigger goal than I was expecting. Yeah, well, go big or go home, right? Anyway, don't try to stop me. Without my attention to this console to keep the reaction steady, this thing could implode and turn the whole tri-state area into a smoking crater. Jeez, okay, well, mind if I have a look around? Sure, whatever, just don't pester me unless you want everyone who ever heard of you to die. Okay. Well, looks like we can make some stuff here. These chemicals are as dangerous as a barrel of monkeys with shotguns for arms. Make some potions. Can't do fancy ones, I won't bother. Desk has seen a lot, particularly recently. You're no expert, but this seems bad. Nothing to do there. Bookshelf, a lot of engineering and occult books. Nothing really catches your eye. Do some cooking, nothing fancy though. This bed clearly hasn't been slept in for weeks. Make some combat stuff, nothing fancy again though, is it? So, leave that be. And there's nothing else to do apart from interact with her again, surely. What's on my to-do list? Talk to I'll talk to Murray in the laboratory. Okay, yeah, I guess we could do that. What's that?
An Umbratanium bomb. I coupled it together from parts I found lying around while you were distracting the President. Good job.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, that was intentional. But what's your plan exactly? From what she said, it sounded pretty bad to mess with this stuff.
She's trying to summon something, right? I figured by applying enough pressure at just the right time, we can reverse the flow and make it an out portal instead of an in portal.
Oh, I get it. So it'll suck her out into space and no more problem.
Well, not exactly, or rather, yes, but that's not the end of it. We also have to take care of whatever's waiting on the other side of that portal.
Oh, you're saying I have to go through and fight it, aren't you?
I don't know if it'd be a literal fight or what, but yeah, that's the long and short of it, kiddo. This is the end game. There's no coming back from this. Are you ready?
Well,
actually, let me be more explicit. This is literally the end game. Once I set off this bomb and you go through that portal, you can come back, and the game ends one way or another. But nothing gets saved after you go, so you can reload back to here and keep playing afterwards.
I don't really understand what you mean by that.
That's okay, kiddo. It wasn't really you I was talking to.
Alright, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okay. It was good seeing you again, kiddo. I think I got this bomb wired so I can toss it and set it off from here by overloading this other who's-it, which hopefully won't end up getting me killed. But whatever happens, you gotta jump through right away. I don't know how much time you'll have.
Geez, okay. Be careful.
You too, kiddo. Ready?
Yeah. No! Here goes nothing. Hell yeah, fire in the hole! Molly seems enthused. Resolution. You and Molly and the President and her machines, and a sizable chunk of the floor, appear in the middle of a pale void, lit by the just-arrived light of stars that burned out uncountable eons ago. Oh no, what did you do? Throw a little monkey wrench into your plans. Don't try to act cool about this. You don't have the slightest idea what kind of power you're messing with. Oh yeah, like what? Is that something that said something? Welcome, playthings. You look over to the right, where you see a hovering swarm of giant mouths and eyes. You get the feeling that this is your brain's best attempt to render what you're actually seeing in a way that won't simply annihilate your mind. In particular, that. Oh. Was this whole deal just a giant monkey's paw? Like, did I achieve ultimate power, but also got cursed to be constantly surrounded by morons? Hey. The portal frame still looks intact. Maybe I can reopen it and fix this. Oh, you can get us back? I can get me back and then continue with my plan to summon the Emperor to our universe under controllable conditions as intended. Yes. What if I don't want you to do that? Do I look like someone who gives a hot crap what you want? Go away. Go die in the void. Sheesh, somebody's cranky. The Umbratanium alloy portal frame. Take a closer look. This technology is incomprehensible to you. You inspect the portal frame but can't think of anything to do with it that would help, which implies that you missed some optional stuff, but that's what replays are for. Ah, nuts. Step away. Okay. What else have we got? Alright. See what this is all about, I suppose. Hello. Be not afraid. Hi. Welcome to my realm. What are you? I am what the shadow is the shadow of. Nice job if you can get it. It's a living. Fight it? Fight me? Very well. I will give you one chance. All or nothing. Fight. As you draw your weapons, you hear someone behind you.
Hi, hello. Gabby is here to give the fight.
You're not sure how they made it in here, but you'll take all the help you can get. It's time. 81, 121 with a shield. We've got the Prisoner of the Shadows here as well. 121. Shadowcaster's Eye. Okay, well, I guess we start off with Molly. Molly's dead. Right, I've got 9 AP. What can I do here? Well, first of all, let's get the cheese going. I'm going to get 5 more Mysticality. I'm going to increase my next Mysticality attack. I'm going to do hot damage all over the place. I've got 4 AP left. 67, 66, 105. So what are they going to do? It's being bathed in the shadow. It doesn't sound like they're going to do anything. Shadowcaster's Mouth. He's going to insta-kill someone. I can do a lot of damage to him. What the eye is doing. Wow, okay, so that's basically going to kill me. Oh, wow, okay. Ooh. Well, there's no reason not to use all this combat stuff, huh? Boring Dad peppers the air with spices, dealing 10 hot damage to all enemies and healing all allies by the same amount. Well, I'll chuck one of those in. Why didn't it damage anyone? Oh, I must have read the wrong thing. Ooh. Could shield someone. 5 more combat items this turn. We could shield everyone. Let's do that. Let's give Gabby a shield. Let's give Buzz the Mosquito a shield. And let's give myself a shield. There we go. We're all immune to the next attack now. Alright, yeah, let's try and get this dude down. He's gonna bite for 0 spooky damage now. Oh yeah, because of the shielding, yeah. Alright. 14 hot damage. So that would be 56. Plus my attack would be good. So that would kill the mouth. Let's do it. I mean, that would actually kill him now. Let's do one on one of the... Deal 42 damage to the eye. Damn. Oh, we're going to hit the Shadowcaster's mouth now. That should kill it. What's happened to it? Is it going? Cheese punch. Okay, well, I guess we'll do that. May as well hit that for 7, Gabby. Got 1 AP. I guess we'll do some sleaze, so at least it will kill one of those things. Oh, this is going to do a big damage. Won't kill it, but then one of the others can kill it. I'll let Gabby finish that one off. Well, this should be fight 1, really, shouldn't it? Yeah. Bye-bye. Oh, wow. Okay. That was it. Maybe. Well, sometimes the best way to deal with a universe-destroying threat is just to hit it with something until it stops moving. Nice work. After the metaphorical smoke cleared, you found yourself stuck in the weird extra-dimensional space where the final showdown happened. Unfortunately, the fact that you created a temporal paradox before you left the universe meant that you could never come back to normal reality. You waited a billion years, and that was only the beginning. Actually, it's meaningless to say it was the beginning. The first billion years weren't any different than the next billion. You were still there. You always had been. The universe ended and you weren't in it. Murray's bomb blasted him past the borders of reality. He drifted outside of the world for a span of time that might have been 5 minutes, or 5,000 years. The only way to be sure is not to press a key for 5,000 years. Then you'll know it was that long. A few weeks later, Jessica accidentally activated the fail-safe interdimensional homing teleporter Murray had left in one of his desk drawers. She was looking for a pen. Murray was wrenched through the ether and then unceremoniously dumped on the floor of the antique store. They spent a while trying to figure out what happened to you, but didn't have any luck. Being outside of the entirety of time and space makes you pretty hard to track down. Eventually, Murray gave up and started looking for another relative to help him with his future ventures. Boring's place did a brisk trade until the end of Prohibition, at which point it did an even brisker one. When they started televising underground bare-knuckle boxing, Gabby got really excited and joined a league. Her combat style was a mixture of different martial arts that came to be known as super weird fighting. Molly went on to become the most notorious bank robber of her era. She was last seen somewhere in Bolivia. The streets of Ocean City are relatively safe, a few gang fights and tentacles notwithstanding. Marvin went on to set the world record for mailbox sitting. He held the record for nearly a week. He has recently become interested in flagpoles. With that whole grisly murder business behind her, Miss Brewster went on to win the Boarding House of the Decade award from the International Salesmen's League. Your accomplishments in the field of metaacoustics continue to ring through the halls of SIT. This is due to a malfunction in the equipment, and facility says it will be fixed soon. Your Spiders students decided to do a little bit of field research in Crystal Dream Valley. It went about as well as you'd expect. In 1981, Mudhenge was acquired by the Stonehenge Corporation, renamed Stonehenge Mud, and shut down. With your help, Rhonda Rasmussen became the first person in history to fly all the way around a swamp. Her fame lasted until nearly a month later, when Charles Lindbergh was seen buying a new set of shoelaces. Heim Quarry went bankrupt after the workers fled in the night. Most of them made it back to the city and found new jobs, which could not possibly have been worse than their old jobs. The loss of Tom and Kathy plunged Largemouth Bass & Sons into a succession crisis. In the chaos, the bastard Rebona returned from exile and made his claim to the throne. Although Tom and Kathy's Judgewig business never took off domestically, they were knighted in Albion for their services to judicial fashion. Paul Leathers used his new tongue to preach non-violence and counselled many a troubled youth away from a life of big game hunting. John Leathers was convicted of male manslaughter and is preparing himself to be sent to a penal colony on Mars. The kid with the glasses spent a week bragging after you proved his theory about big hands. The plant kid will happily wear Mossman's moustache for the rest of his life. The chemist kid is still reeling from the whiff of the smell of the wisp you brought her. The radio kid still proudly wears the feather you brought him from Barbara Yagara. The kid with the wrench still tells a story about the time you captured the Chupanranya. The fly girl is still grateful for the chest hair you brought her from Flemberg. Will Hunter moved to international waters to escape federal prosecution for marble fraud. The Mulross place remained uninhabited until the 1990s, when it became a hotbed for swinging sexy singles. With no natural predators to thin their numbers, Millikencudi's sheep bred out of control. He went on to become the region's primary supplier of both mittens and mutton. Despite all your efforts, the maze may stay pretty much exactly the same. Forever. Billy made sure of that. The old ham mill never spun again. The end. Well, there we go. That's the end of the game. So what do you think? I really enjoyed it. I mean, I really enjoyed West of Loathing as well, and it feels like this kind of dialed everything up even beyond that game in terms of the gags, the jokes, the mystery, the combat, I think was a lot better in this game. I can't really remember a lot of what it was like in West of Loathing, but once I'd figured out the AP system after a few episodes, it made a lot more sense, and I think we pretty much just ruffle-stomped everything towards the end of the game with the damage we were able to be doing. So, yeah. It's I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. I know this was a bit of a short final episode, but I think it would have been a very long episode, the previous one, had we ended it there. And I wasn't exactly sure how long it would take to finish. But yeah, recommend it if you enjoyed this. I mean, if you've enjoyed this playthrough and haven't played West of Loathing, or the game prior to that, which I didn't play, so I don't know what it was called. It was another Loathing title, though. I'd recommend checking them out. And similarly, if you've enjoyed this series but haven't played Shadows of Loathing yet, recommend playing this too. I mean, there was a lot of secrets I didn't discover, a lot of side quests I didn't complete. There was a hint at the end that I missed out on some optional content that might have given a different ending, even. So that was interesting. But yeah, we're going to leave it there. So thanks very much for watching this episode and for watching this series. I hope you've enjoyed both. If you did, then please do hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel as well. If you've not done so previously for other playthroughs on Boring Dad Gaming. Got a lot of stuff in the pipeline lined up, so hope to see you around the channel. And yeah, just leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the ending, about the game as a whole, about this playthrough, about the humour, anything you like really. It's always good to hear from you guys. I look forward to it. So thanks very much. I'm just going to click through the credits and just see if there's any other jokes here I might have missed out on. Kingdom of Loathing may have been the first game. Here we go. Yes, so here we go. This West of Loathing was the previous game to this. It's based in the Wild West. And the Kingdom of Loathing is a free browser-based game on the internet at this address. So please do check those out. And I will hope to see you elsewhere on Boring Dead Gaming. Bye for now.